By the authority given in the statutes of the Open University, I declare this congregation open for the conferment of degrees and the presentation of graduates. Distinguished guests, graduates, and friends of the university, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the 19th of the Open University's degree ceremonies being held in 2017. We're delighted to welcome the Chairman of Torquay Council, Councillor Anne Brooks, and her escort Councillor Ian Doggett, who have found time in their busy diaries to be with us today. It is also my great pleasure to welcome our Honorary Graduate, Mr. Guy Watson. We are delighted to be able to honour him today. During the past year, the Open University has awarded over 20,000 qualifications, ranging from certificates of higher education to Doctor of Philosophy. Throughout 2017, more than 8,000 graduates being presented for their qualification at degree ceremonies such as this one today. These are being held in 12 different towns and cities throughout England and also in Belfast, Cardiff, Edinburgh and Dublin. This illustrates the extraordinary scale, scope and reach of the Open University. It goes without saying that today is a very important occasion in the life of you, our graduates, your families and loved ones, as well as those university staff who I hope you will feel have nurtured and supported you through your studies. Now, you could be forgiven for thinking that the occasion is so important that it needs to be solemn. But I think, as you saw in some of the clips in that film before we started, you'd be quite wrong. In every sense, this is a day of celebration. So we will be very disappointed if anyone crosses the stage today to anything less than thunderous applause, and we hope that you will choose to mark it in whichever way you feel you want to express your enthusiasm and support. Now, with that in mind, why don't all of today's graduates briefly stand? So friends, family, and Open University staff, let's start today's ceremony by giving all of our amazing graduates a huge round of applause. Okay. Now, as you're coming across the stage, if you'd have something you'd like to share with me about your journey with the Open University, I'd like to hear something of your story, your time spent studying with us, the support, the time you took, the support you had from friends and family, what this qualification might mean to you, what you might do with it. Now, don't feel you have to do that, but if you want to, I'd be happy to hear some of your journey. That would be great. There's one more way you can show your appreciation to graduates, guests. That's to post messages or photos on social media using the hashtag OU_ceremonies. That's hashtag OU_ceremonies. Sharing your congratulations and celebrations with the world outside, as well as with everyone here in the ceremony today. Today's ceremony begins with the presentation of those graduates who have gained higher degrees and first degrees in Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Laws and have been able to attend here today. They will be presented by Mr. Guy Mallison, Director of Strategy at the Open University. We will then see the awarding of the honorary degree of Doctor of the University to Mr. Guy Watson. Professor Thomas Lawton, Professor of Strategy and International Management in the faculty of our Faculty of Business and Law, will present Guy Watson, who will sign the Honorary Graduate book and make his reply. Then we will continue with the presentation of graduates for those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees, and diplomas in higher education and have been able to attend here today. And then to conclude the ceremony, I will give a personal address to the graduates. I now call upon Mr. Guy Mallison to present the graduates.
Pro Vice-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained higher degrees and have been able to attend here today. I present to you for the degree of Master of Arts in Music, Helen Manley. For the degree of Master in Business Administration, I present Timothy Barbrook. For the degree of Master of Science in Advancing Healthcare Practice, I present Sue Reed. For the degree of Master of Science in Computing, I present Simon Warburton. For the degree of Master of Science in Technology Management, I present Gaurav Upadhyaya. Pro Vice-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Laws degrees and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with First Class Honours, Emma Burrell. Nicholas Jones. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, I present Chris Aramundi. Emma Benning. Andrew Bolt. Rebecca Broom. Ingrid Bryant. Robin Buchanan. Julie Burke. Paul Case. Well done. Keith Davis. Lawrence D'Souza. Marianne Doolan. Lucy Elliott. Mary Ellis. Peter Foster. Sarah Gooding. Nicholas Gould. Angela Green. Angela Gregory. Christopher Hart. Daniel Haynes. Zoe Hennessy. Rona Hewitt. Georgina Homer. Eileen Honeybun. Emma Hunt. Mark Jukes. Katia Kavcic. Hilary Keeley. Victor Konana. James Lang. John Mackenzie. Tamsin Mains. Maria Martos Blanco. Amy Massey. David McCalden. Rose McGenney. Rachel Moore. Susan Newstead. France Novak. Peter Robertson. Peggy Roerig. Andrew Rowe. Kimone Samuel. Hannah Saunders. Jonathan Saunders. Lee Shambis. Claire Sharp. Gideon Sheeno. Shalini Sillett. Bethan Smith. Sarah St. James. Carly Stacey. Jade Steer. Carol Stevens. Ray Tolhurst. Alicia Valles. Claire Venables. Barry Waghorn. Natalie Walker. Daniel Williamson. Emma Wilshaw. David Yadell. Sam Zavadsky. For the degrees of Bachelor of Arts with Honours and Bachelor of Science with Honours, I present Rosanna Stancampiano. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, I present Laura Dunn. Rosie Nash. Mark Rowe. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Social Work with First Class Honours, I present Ben Fairs. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws with First Class Honours, I present Elle Brooks. And for the degree of Bachelor of Laws with Honours, I present Ian Angel. Kira Bassett. Penelope Beals. Claire Bowyer. Danielle Luke. Hilary Moon. Tim Newton. Victoria Rundle. Donna Taylor. Nathan Woods.
Good morning. Warmest congratulations to all of you. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, graduates, and guests. Guy Watson is a farmer and entrepreneur who has set new standards for ethical, sustainable, and socially responsible business practices, with benefits for the local community and far beyond. Guy was born on the Riverford farm, which his parents had been running since the early 1950s. Despite the complications of dyslexia, Guy won a place to study at Oxford University, where he read agriculture and forestry science. After a brief career in management consultancy, he returned to the family farm in the mid-1980s. He was a pioneer of the organic food movement, and in the early 1990s established the vegetable box scheme, which made Riverford's name. At first, Guy delivered boxes out of the back of his car to friends and family. Today, staff at Riverford pack a box every 3 seconds and send out around 47,000 boxes a week. All the products, from meat and fish to dairy products and dry goods, as well as vegetables, are organic, and most are UK sourced. The boxes come with recipes to ensure that all produce is used and enjoyed. On average, products are around 20% cheaper than their supermarket equivalents. The Riverford business philosophy emphasizes sustainable and respectful human scaling farming, a commitment to minimal packaging and waste, the highest standards of animal welfare, and the smallest possible carbon footprint. These concepts were revolutionary when Riverford began, but have had a huge influence on the way we farm, shop, and eat in this country. Nevertheless, while many businesses claim to be green and socially responsible, Riverford actually puts its principles into practice in a meaningful way. Today, Riverford also runs a critically acclaimed and very popular restaurant using farm produce and has published several cookbooks. It is committed to raising consumer awareness on issues around farming and food and has established a Riverford Cooks project to inspire people to cook from scratch. Always committed to being a great employer with fair wages, no one in the business earns more than 9 times the lowest paid worker. And Guy has recently announced ambitious plans to take the farm into employee ownership. Guy has also spoken out on wider social challenges, including the increasing gap between rich and poor, the importance of further education, and issues around free and fair trade. The Riverford Farm has been honoured by the farming community and wider retail industry alike. The farm has won Retailer of the Year at the Observer Ethical Awards 5 times, and in 2015, the Riverford Delivery Scheme won Ethical Product of the Decade. The quality of their food has been recognised by several prizes from the Soil Association, the British Farming Awards, have singled out their partnerships, and the restaurant and kitchen have won further awards. Guy himself is also a former winner of BBC Farmer of the Year. Guy has made an exceptionally innovative and socially responsible contribution to British business and has shown that such practices can be both popular and profitable. He's an outstanding business leader and an ideal role model for our own aspiring entrepreneurs. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, by the authority of the Senate, I present to you for the honorary degree of Doctor of the University, Guy Watson.
Well, thank you for this honour. It really is an honour. And anyway, I congratulate all of you who are graduating today, and I also congratulate those who have supported them at home. I imagine there's been a lot of that. I feel like a bit of a fraud, really, because I just grow a few vegetables and I've got a big mouth, really. So I haven't done any of that hard study. It was 35 years ago that I graduated. And actually, I think I was probably rather contemptuous of the process. I didn't even go and collect my degree, actually, which I think reflects just huge privilege and actually being rather spoilt. And I feel I'm part of a generation who enjoyed that privilege and had grants to go to university, let alone had to pay the fees. And, I actually feel rather guilty in some ways when I see how students are treated today. I suppose the main thing I wanted to say is that life is full of... A life well lived should be a life where learning never stops. I imagine most people would agree with that. And the idea of a university of the air, I just love that. The idea that learning is out there in the air and you're imbibing it all the time. I mean, I think that is a tremendously powerful message, because I know that I learn everywhere. I learn in my fields, I learn in the woods, I learn from my children, I learn from listening to Radio 4. I think that's probably what the air referred to. I learn from debating stridently with my wife. Learning is everywhere. It's a lifelong experience, and it shouldn't be restricted to lecture theatres. It shouldn't be restricted to the wealthy, and it certainly shouldn't be restricted to the young. And I also love what the opening slideshow film that we saw. I think it was set up to be disruptive, I think, and challenging, I think, and I can't remember some of the other words, but they chime so strongly with what I strive to do at Riverford, I think. And the other big thing I really love about the Open University is its inclusivity. And it's an institution that makes me immensely proud to live in this country. And that inclusivity is the reason, really, why Riverford will become employee-owned next year, and I hope that we can be challenging and disruptive to many aspects of business and assumptions about business, which I find rather irritating. Anyway, that's my bit. That's all I wanted to say, other than, congratulations to all of you, and thank you to the Open University for such a great honour. Thank you.
Pro Vice-Chancellor, continuing the presentation of graduates, I shall now present those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, Foundation degrees, and Diplomas of Higher Education and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Science with First Class Honours, Bryony Edmondson. Samantha Evans. Stephen Gould. Zoe Hilditch. Jean Knight. Mick Mercer. Liberty Parsons. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, I present Bonnie Aldridge. Jamie Bainbridge. Samuel Bird. Kaylee Bray. Emily Bridges. Rachel Buckland. Robert Charlton. Teo Cochrane. Aritis Constantino. Claire Dahill. Tamara Dawson. Emma Day. Tegan Dudley. Francesca Gill. Stefan Godfrey. Jessica Haynes. Kafayat Ide. Catherine Jarvis. Ross Livings. Amanda Manning. Craig McGill. Cassandra Newell. Suzanne Perkins. Ines Pimenta. Elizabeth Pridham. Magdalena Reedman. Jennifer Riordan. Paul Roy. David Sears. Rachel Smith. Rachel South. Marika Sternkova. Lars van Pelt. Pamela Willocks. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, I present Amanda Cragg. Maria Folino. Alexis Hajikaku. Henrietta Hansen. Lauren Higton. Agnieszka Kozinska. Tony Lefebvre. Celicia MacLeod Johnson. Sandeep Raj. Johanna Sharman. Melanie Steer. Susan Tinknell. Jonathan Whiter. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing Practice with Honours, I present Omodise Shia Anna. For a foundation degree, I present Victoria Bowen. Caroline Henbest. Janet Lawrence. Sharon Rail. And for the Diploma of Higher Education, I present Angela Broadbridge. Michael Opie.
Phew. Good morning, everyone. Guests, staff, and of course, our wonderful graduates. This has been a very special day for everyone here, one to remember for the rest of your lives. I could see it in the faces as people were coming up across the stage, a mixture of elation, fear, blind terror, joy, the whole range of emotions were there. And I could see it when I sort of looked over, I could see it in the faces of families and friends who were sitting in the front as well, the sort of pride and sense of achievement for the person who you love and admire coming up across the stage. And I got some wonderful stories. I heard about somebody who did half their studies on active service in Iraq and Afghanistan. I heard of somebody who completed their studies after having neurosurgery twice. I heard about somebody who had to do it while bringing up a 3-year-old, not an easy thing to do. I heard about people who managed to complete their degrees in 3.5 years. Wow. And I heard about somebody who took 19 years. Fantastic perseverance. All of those stories are extraordinary. Each of you is extraordinary. And together, you're even more extraordinary. I believe that you are the most amazing body of graduates anywhere in the UK. In fact, today, all of you and your friends and supporters are probably sharing this auditorium with the most extraordinary people you are ever likely to meet. For family, friends, and supporters, you know the incredible effort that your graduate went through to achieve their qualification. But many of our graduates today won't know very much about each other as graduates and just how amazing you are as a body. Now, in a moment, I'd like to show ourselves why that's the case. So I'm going to ask the graduates a few questions so we can all discover a bit more about you. So when I ask these questions, if you could put your hands up, and we'll have to look around and see who's putting their hands up and just have a sense of this. So when I ask these questions, if you wouldn't mind raising your hands, don't feel you have to if you're not comfortable with it. But first question, who was employed or did voluntary work at some stage during their study? Okay, second question. Who helped bring up a family during their study? Third question. Who cared for parents or other dependents during their study? And my last question, and please don't put up your hand if you'd rather not to, or if this is a bit tricky for you, but who carried out their studies while registered with a disability? Some disabled students are naturally unable to attend, so the numbers of students with disabilities studying with us are much higher than the number of hands we see today. In fact, overall, we have 22,000 students with disabilities, more than any other university. Also, more than all of the other universities put together, pretty much. As you saw, almost every student here has needed to fulfill some other obligation alongside their study. Compare that with students at conventional universities, whose extra duties might only extend to the sports team or indeed their commitment to the student bar. Your efforts are so much greater. You are members of a university that believes that where you start in life shouldn't limit where you go. And let me share a small frustration I have over the words that are sometimes used to describe students like you. Conventional students are described as full-time students, and OU students like you are described as part-time students. Part-time. Part-time. More like double time with the OU. You've been on a very tough shift indeed. But there's only one thing tougher than being an Open University student, and that's living with one. And many of you, as you came across the stage today, pointed out your friends and family members, telling me that your achievement belonged to them just as much as to you. So let's take a moment to acknowledge the support your family and friends who are celebrating here with you today, and let's give them a huge round of applause. And we can also thank the other vital group that helped you get here today. The OU's wonderful academics, represented by my colleagues here on the platform. They wrote and presented your course materials, and crucially were your tutors. We call them ALs, or associate lecturers, who taught you and got you through. I hope you will agree that they too are deserving of huge appreciation. So too are all of the many support staff we have who work behind the scenes. They are the people who keep the university running. So let's give them a round of applause too. You're all absolutely special, but you're also special because of the quality of the university you have just graduated from and the standards we set. Standards we know that employers recognize and value. Over 1,300 employers regularly invest in our courses, from small companies, local authorities and government, to sector giants like IBM or the NHS. A recent government survey found that employers perceive part-time students to be, quotes, hard-working and committed. And they also, quotes, recognize the importance of supporting their employees' study aspirations. So an OU qualification is something to be proud of, something well recognized and well respected. I hope that if you are hoping for a new job or a promotion following your qualification, you can remind your employer of that. And if you're looking for some other things to tell people about the university of which you are now a graduate, here are a few more facts which I hope they would find impressive. In 2013, the Open University led the way again in digital innovation when we set up the UK's first platform for massive online open courses, free learning for the world, through an initiative called FutureLearn. Since it was set up, it has brought over 6 million learners together globally. Many of you will be familiar with our partnership with the BBC. Whenever you see the OU Shield at the end of a TV programme, you can be sure there will be something extra to learn. For instance, take the recent OU BBC Two programme, The Search for the New Earth. In this landmark programme, Professor Stephen Hawking enlists experts to explore if and how humans can reach for the stars and relocate different planets to live on. Exciting destinations indeed. And we're doing wonderful work with those who need our help the most. Recently, the Open University's English in Action project delivered a collaboration with Cambridge Education and won a prestigious Pioneer Award. This innovative 10-year project changes the way that children, young people and adults in Bangladesh learn English. I'd like to say a little bit about the research of the Open University. When we took part in the last UK exercise to assess research quality in 2014, it showed that nearly 3/4 of the Open University's research was marked as 4 or 3 star. That means either world-leading or internationally excellent. Our researchers are continually venturing into unexplored parts of space, for example. At the moment, our key missions are to Mars and as part of the European Space Agency's ExoMars mission, which will discover if methane gas exists in the atmosphere and below the surface. This will help scientists to answer the question of whether life has or still is on that close neighbouring planet. We are also involved in Europe's mission to Mercury in 2018 and in the Russian Luna 27 mission to the Moon in 2020, for which we are developing a mass spectrometer system to measure conditions on the surface. So as you can see, you are a member of a university that is a world leader in technology, in innovation, and in helping people to learn. And you will always be a member of the university. Our movement of millions, a mission of one. Today you join a community of Open University alumni around the world. The OU has been by your side throughout your studies. Today we give you a new commitment to stay with you on your lifelong journey. We'll share with you our Students First approach, which is an even stronger focus on students and new opportunities for study. We promise to help you develop your professional career, and as we learn more in your chosen field of study, we promise to share with you our latest research. Our motto on the crest right behind me is learn and live. That is something that all Open University graduates embody as soon as they step back out into their busy lives, because we are the people who open up the future of learning. So continue to learn, continue to live. You have proven great skills and that you have the ability to do so. Be confident that you can change the world around you for the better. You are now part of a vast network of people as extraordinary as you are. Make your voice heard. You can join our alumni careers group on LinkedIn to share your professional experience and make new connections. Try one of our free online courses on Open Learn or Future Learn. Or maybe, when you've had a pause to recover perhaps, think about continuing your studies with another OU course. You may have already been congratulated by members of our alumni team in the Arena Exhibition Hall. If you don't get the chance to meet them today, they'll be in touch to let you know all about what our Alumni Association can offer and discuss ways you can give back to your university through our Open Up the Future campaign, helping us open up opportunity and lives for many more people. Because when you leave today, you become an ambassador for the Open University and all that it stands for. Its values of social justice, of equality, and education and knowledge to be open to all. Please share your experiences with others who you know. Tell people what your Open University journey has meant to you and what it could mean for them too. Now, I hope you might have seen our inspiring TV adverts running recently that bring so vividly to life the trials and jubilations of being an OU student. But we know that for potential students, a word of recommendation from you, an OU student or graduate, is better than any commercial. You are our best advert, and we want you to be proud to say, I studied there. Now, in a moment, the proceedings will end and the ceremonial party will process out. Please do join me, our honorary graduate, and all of the processing party outside the auditorium so we can congratulate you in person. Before we do, though, can I ask one last time for all of our graduates to stand and for everyone here to join me in giving them a huge round of applause and congratulations. The proceedings of this degree ceremony have been completed, and I now declare this meeting of congregation closed. Would all those of you who are able to stand please do so?
you.